Hello everyone, welcome to the fifth lesson of our speaking course, and today we are talking about present perfect and present perfect continuous. I'm sure you're aware of this of these two tenses, but anyways, we are going to look at some examples and talk about them more to refresh your knowledge about them. So I'd like to start with some examples, and they are from some cartoons, movies. So let's watch.
I am an ogre! And guess what, princess? That's not about to change.
I've made changes for you, Shrek.
So the first one, I've made changes for you, Shrek.
Think about that.
Majesty, Alice has escaped. Distraction.
Alice has escaped.
Holy shit. We're all gonna die! There's a spaceship!
What's the matter with you kids? You never seen a spaceship before?
You've never seen a spaceship before?
You'll never be the Dragon Warrior unless you lose 500 pounds and brush your teeth. What is that noise you're making? Laughter? I never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. So we see that in present perfect we are using, we are talking about some things that are connected to result or to our experience in life, like I've never heard of that before, or haven't you seen a spaceship before? Let's look at some examples of present perfect continuous. So I'm going to skip the first one because it's a piece of kind of a cartoon.
Bash your face in.
Come in. I've been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you, present perfect continuous.
I just want. Oh my God!
Oh, somebody's getting a little fussy.
You're damn right I am. I've been waiting for a cookie for 7 minutes.
He said about the word fussy, and it means kind of like angry. Someone's getting fussy, and he says, yeah, I am. I've been waiting for a cookie for 7 minutes. So here we talk about not the result, but how long has something been going on. Let's watch one more example.
Research problem that I believe you can help with.
Oh, Dr. Cooper, thank you. I've been waiting for an opportunity to contribute to your scientific work.
I've been waiting to contribute to your scientific work. Okay, so then let's talk about these two tenses. Firstly, I'd like to talk about the form, and we are going to talk about both of them. The form is easy. I'm sure you remember it. So we are using present. In present perfect, we are using auxiliary verbs as have and has. We remember that have is used with I, you, we, they, and has is used for the third person singular, which are she, he, and it. Also, to make sentences, we need to change the main verbs, and we are using past participle forms, which is the third form. And if the verb is regular, we add ed ending. So, also, if we are making questions, we need to put auxiliary verb in the first place in the sentence. Have you left? Have you arrived? For short questions, we use yes, no answer and auxiliary verbs in the needed form. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. If we are answering about the woman, we can say yes, she has, or no, she hasn't. We can use the same thing with he and it. Yes, he has. No, it hasn't. If it comes to negative sentences, we use not with the auxiliary verb have or has and the third form of the verb or ed ending. You have not arrived, or you haven't arrived. She, he, it hasn't arrived or has not arrived. So hasn't is a contracted form. When it comes to present perfect continuous, we use the same auxiliary verbs have and has, but also we are adding been, our verb be in the third form in past participle, plus main verb with ing ending. So let's look at the examples. I have been reading. You have been reading. They have been reading. We have been reading. But when it comes to he, she, it, we use has been plus ing. When we make questions, we do the same thing as in present perfect, but we have ing ending. Have you been reading? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Has she been reading? Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. When it comes to negative sentences, we use the same auxiliary verbs with not. You have not been reading or you haven't been reading. She has not been reading or she hasn't been reading. Let's make our own examples. I can say about my parents. Let it be 1 second. I think it'll be like my parents. I'm talking about two people, that's why I'm using have. My parents have never been to the USA. I'm talking about their experience. So then let's talk about the use. So present perfect and present perfect continuous, they are the tenses that connect the past and the present. So it means that they describe actions which started in the past and still continue up to the present. Actions which were completed in the past, but the results are seen or they affect the present. So now, let's look at some more examples, and we are looking at the first one. They have been friends for 20 years. So we see that present perfect is used to describe an action which started in the past and continues up to the present. So they started being friends 20 years ago and they are still friends. So we are using present perfect. They have been friends for 20 years. And especially we use present perfect with some state verbs. I hope you remember the state verbs, such as have, like, know, realize, understand, feel, not feel, because I will tell about feel later, hear, smell, and some other ones. Also, we use present perfect when it comes to some visible results. For example, we see this woman and her basket, and the basket is full of apples, red, beautiful apples. Yeah, beautiful red apples, actually. So she has picked a lot of apples, and the result is visible. So present perfect is also used for an action which has recently finished and whose result is visible in the present. For example, you can see my braids, and I can say that I have braided my hair. So the result is visible. I have braided them. Let's look at the next one. He has broken his arm. And in this case, we see that, yeah, his arm is broken. He has a cast on his arm, but we don't know when. We don't know if it happened yesterday or 2 months ago or maybe a week ago. We just see the result. So present perfect is used for an action which happened at an unstated time in the past. The exact time is not important and it's not mentioned, and the emphasis is placed on the action. So emphasis means like some kind of a like attention is dragged to the result that he's broken his arm. Let's look at B. Peter has been to Paris 4 times. We don't know when. We just know that he has been to Paris 4 times. And one more thing to mention, that we usually use to with B. you can say, I've been to the new cinema, I've been to the new shop in our city, I've been to many cities of Kazakhstan, and it's always to, not in. Next one, this example, she has received 3 faxes this morning. The result is visible, yeah, we can see them, but also we see that this action happened this morning. This morning hasn't finished yet. That's why we can use present perfect. So present perfect is also used for an action which has happened within a specific time period, which is not over at the moment of speaking. For example, today is not over, and I can say that, today I've had noodles for lunch, I've been to my daughter's music school, I've been outside, I've been to shop, I've bought some things, and everything is in present perfect because today hasn't finished yet. But we see another example. She received 3 faxes this morning. Why past simple? Because the time period is finished. For example, today's morning has already finished, and I can say that today I had eggs for breakfast. Today I took my daughter to her school, because today has already finished. That's why I'm using past simple tense for the period that has already finished. So, this is about present perfect. Let's talk about present perfect continuous. So, if present perfect puts emphasis on the results, on some things that have happened in the period of time that hasn't finished. Present perfect continuous is something else. Yeah, it also connects the past and the present, but we need to note some things. Let's look at this example. Sarah has been picking vegetables for 2 hours. I don't know, like, I don't put emphasis on the fact that she has picked some vegetables. No, I am paying your attention to the longevity of an action, that she has been doing it for 2 hours. And yeah, present perfect continuous is used to put emphasis on the duration of an action which started in the past and continues up to the present. For such things, we can use s for with time expressions all day, all week. Next one. This boy, oh, look at him. His clothes are filthy, dirty. So he's dirty. He has been playing football, and I know that we can say, we can make these sentences in present perfect, but we're using present perfect continuous because we want to note that he has been playing football for some time. Maybe he's been playing football for an hour or for 2 hours, and yeah, we see the result. So present perfect continuous is also used for an action which started and finished in the past and lasted for some time, and the result of an action is visible in the present. Yeah, we can see that his clothes are filthy, and we see the stains. I bet his mom who will be very angry. So, next one. Also, we need to remember that with verbs like feel, when we have particular emotions, live, work, and teach, we can use the present perfect or present perfect continuous with no difference in meaning. For example, you can say, he has felt unwell all morning, or he has been feeling unwell all morning. Or also, I can say that I've been living here for 20 years, or I've lived here for 20 years, and they are the same. Next one. Let's look at this example. Who has been reading my business papers? The speaker is irritated. It means that the speaker is kind of angry, like a little bit angry. Who has been doing it? So we can use present perfect continuous to express anger, annoyance, or irritation. So the main difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous is that in present perfect continuous, we pay attention to the duration, to the period of time, like how long has the situation been going on. Next thing I'd like to talk to you is to talk to you about are time expressions. So they can be used with both present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. So let's look at the first one. How long? We have some examples. How long have you known Jack? And in this case, we are not using knowing because know is a state verb. And with state verbs, we use present perfect simple, not continuous. Next one, how long have you been learning English? Here it's an action verb, that's why we can say how long have you been learning. Next one, for duration. I've known Jack for 5 years. I haven't seen Emily for a long time. Again, these two sentences I used are written in present perfect because we have state verbs here, know and see. Next one, she has been working here for 20 years. This is an action verb. That's why in present perfect continuous. Since it shows the starting point. They have been married since last April. We have been living here since 1980. I haven't talked to Anne since last Sunday. So we are showing since when. And the last ones, lately and recently. They mean like not long ago. Have you seen any good films lately? She has been going out a lot recently. So it's about the time expressions that can be used with both of the tenses. Now let's talk about the time expressions that are used with present perfect. So the first one is already, and pay attention to the place that it has in the sentence. We have already seen this film. It is between have and the main verb. Have you finished already? In the end of the sentence. Next one is yet, usually with questions or negatives. Has Roger left yet? Simon hasn't finished yet. Next one is just. I have just phoned Jill. So, and the result is kind of visible. Yeah, maybe she's talking to Jill, or we see that she's found out some news from Jill. Next one is always. She has always loved animals. So she started loving animals in the past and she still loves them. Eva, have you ever been abroad? Usually with questions. Never. She has never been to France with some kind of experience. And so far. I have sent 20 invitations so far. What have you done so far? So these are about the time expressions that are used with present perfect. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is these ones. They are these ones. Have gone to, have been to. Let's look at these two pictures. I'd like to note this one firstly. So the woman is asking, where is Pam? And the second woman is answering, she isn't here. She's gone to the supermarket. So it means that she left and didn't come back. But if we look at the second sentence, it says, where have you been, Pam? And Pam is answering, I've been to supermarket. And we can see her hands, they are full, they are empty, she's carrying bags, and she has been to the supermarket. She went to the supermarket and she came back. So this is the main difference. Let's look at some more examples. She has gone to the office. It means that she went to her office and didn't come back. She's still at that office. Next one. He has been to Rome twice. And it means that he has visited Rome twice. He went there and he came back, and he's here now, not in Rome. Also, we need to know that in this case, been is used as the past participle of the verb go. So, I have been to many countries. I have been to many cities. It means that I went to these cities and I came back. So I hope that everything is clear. But anyways, if you have some questions, you're welcome to ask me anytime in WhatsApp or during our speaking sessions. I will be really happy to help. And that was for today. That's all for today. And I hope that everything is clear and good luck with the task. So bye bye. See you next time.